Halloween Ends TV spot has been released, which means now it's time to pick apart this TV spot and see what Universal has spoiled for us next. Let's get into it.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Hey everybody, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we're talking a little bit about the ending of either Michael Myers or Laurie Strode, or maybe both, in Halloween Ends, the new movie that comes out on October 14th, straight to theaters and Peacock. With a new TV spot being released yesterday, we gotta talk a little bit about it. Now, before we do that, if you guys can like this video and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that. So the weird thing about this TV spot is that it is mostly footage we've already seen from Halloween Ends, which is cool. Okay, that's fine. You know, keep putting out TV spots that are just more of the same, because that's enough. You don't have to show the entire movie in your advertising. Universal, start taking notes. But what fascinates me the most about this TV spot is some of the line deliveries we get that we have yet to see in anything else from the marketing. The very first thing you hear in the trailer is Laurie Strode saying, "For 44 years, the darkness behind Michael's mask has remained a mystery." And I want to make this very clear, I don't think that this is even in the movie for a single second. If you remember during the marketing for Halloween Kills, there was a bunch of throwaway lines coming straight from Jamie Lee Curtis that never made it into the film. Remember in that trailer when she's like, "He's the essence of evil"? And it's like all over the all super melodramatic, over the top, insane, and it just never made it into the movie. We were all complaining about that line, but thank God it didn't actually make the cut. Same thing with putting the boogeyman to bed. I don't think any of us really want to see Laurie Strode saying that. That is way too cornball, even for this franchise. And then we have this nice young chap here saying some incorrect facts about Mr. Michael Myers, saying Michael Myers kills babysitters, not kids. Well, clearly this kid is too stupid to have focused on the last two movies. This is something I feel like could actually make it into the movie. Maybe this is Corey Cunningham after maybe he accidentally killed this kid's brother, or maybe somebody else, and he's running in, he's freaking out, he's like, oh god, the kid's dead out back, and Michael Myers totally did it. We're gonna talk about how they're gonna handle the Corey Cunningham situation a little later, and why I think that there's just no way it's gonna work at this point. We'll talk about that later in the video though. Trust me, you're gonna want to stay for that. I see this scene being in the movie though, because the plot description of this movie is all about Corey Cunningham and not so much about Laurie and Michael, which I find very strange that they're advertising this movie as their final showdown, and it seems like this is a movie all about a brand new character we have never met before. Speaking of that little butthole, we have Corey Cunningham saying, "I looked into his eyes all dramatically. He's sitting on the stairs, possibly talking to Laurie Strode or Allison." Now, I do think at one point in this movie, we may see this character dressed up as Michael, but I think more or less we're gonna see him be a side antagonist who is trying to blame all of his wrongdoings on Michael. This TV spot kind of confirms that after this sequence. I mean, he's looking down, he looks so depressed, and he's like, "I looked into his eyes." Like, he's all scared. Sure, you could chalk that up to maybe he's just terrified of Michael Myers, but considering everything we know about the character so far, something tells me Corey has done something wrong as well. There's this shot in the trailer where Laurie Strode yanks off the Michael mask, and right before we can see who's underneath, it of course cuts away to something else. But that's good marketing in my opinion. You know, there you go, Universal, you did it right with that one. You know, you didn't spoil anything instead of, you know, showing us who's under the mask, like you probably might do in the final trailer. But hey, you know what, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now. Who could be under this mask? Probably James Jude Courtney, but there's also a possibility that once again Corey Cunningham may have taken up the mantle of Michael Myers and is dressed up like the guy to go and fuck around or something. I don't know. We also get a little bit of a cornball line from JLC where she says, "You came here to kill me, so do it." Yes, very over the top, but I think it works for this movie, and I'm kind of hoping that the entire movie was about Laurie and Michael going at each other, and maybe Laurie chasing after Michael as he goes to different places and maybe gets away from her. I mean, I don't know, you know, I'm just spitballing here. I once again just feel like this TV spot has given us a little too much information. I like that the first trailer that they gave us was pretty ominous, had some clues as to maybe something else is going on here, something strange is afoot. Yes, Michael is running around killing people, and that's already awful, but you see his left hand intact with all of its fingers. What the fuck's up with that? This takes me with the two, like, undeniable routes they have to take with Corey Cunningham at this point, considering what they've done with the marketing, even though I feel like there is such an easy solution of something they could do with this character, and then just chalk it up to that, and then the rest of the movie could be about, you know, what they're fucking advertising the movie to be, which is Michael versus Laurie, and nothing else. On one hand, we could have a Corey Cunningham character that is so obsessed with Michael Myers that he goes after Allison and is dating her, something we have confirmed now from some set photos photos that have come out. And I'm not talking about leaks, like these are things that Universal wanted us to see before the movie. Maybe he's so obsessed with Michael Myers and all the things that the town folks of Haddonfield have kind of created centered around his mythos that he's going after Allison Nelson, who is of course in the Strode lineage. If this is the route they take, then maybe he's just going after Allison to get closer to Laurie Strode so that he can kill her and be the new Michael or some bullshit. This is a worst case scenario in my opinion. I think if this was just a regular movie, not a part of a franchise, it could work, sure, as its own thing, but this is a movie that has promised us a final battle between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, and to take the focus off of that for what would probably be the majority of the runtime would just kind of suck and be disappointing. It might be cool, like I said, like if it was its own original thing, and it still might be cool here to appreciate besides the fact that it's a Halloween film, but it just makes me a little sad that we're not getting a film that's all about Laurie Strode versus Michael Myers. The second route they could take with this is that maybe Corey Cunningham's character has accidentally killed the kid that he was babysitting. This would be a very dark and controversial path for them to take. It wouldn't be the first time this team of people have killed children on screen. that made it sound way worse than it was. I don't think Danny McBride is going up there and strangling a bunch of kids. No, I'm saying Michael Myers was written to kill children in those last two films, just to clarify. But if Corey Cunningham did accidentally kill some kid he was babysitting, maybe he's like, oh shit, I can blame this on that serial killer from 4 years ago if I can find the dude, or if I just can dress up like him. So maybe he goes around, he's dressed up as Michael Myers and all that, and then he goes and hides in the sewers or something, where you see his encounter, which is once again just blatantly shown to us in the TV spots. I also don't like this route either because it's gonna chew up the majority of the screen time in the middle of the movie, because we're gonna have to set up all this bullshit about how like, oh shit, we have Corey Cunningham going after Michael and all that crap, and the whole movie's gonna be about that and not Laurie Strode. To me, there is such a simple fix here by making the majority of the movie about Laurie's recovery from her trauma and all that, and just focus on her for the first act for the most part. Then starting off into the second act, maybe end of the first act, we see Corey Cunningham, who's just a dumb kid. Maybe he's just an 18-year-old kid. Let's just say hypothetically for a minute. This is obviously not what they're gonna do. Maybe he's just a dumb kid hanging out with his friends. They're out in the wilderness of Illinois, somewhere outside of Haddonfield, maybe just a little bit. And he starts walking into this cave system, and he's just strolling along. Oh, this is so great. What a cool, spooky cave. He's probably not that excited about it. Maybe he's a little nervous. He's got his flashlight up. He's kind of looking around. He's kind of scared. He hears something. Oh God, what was that? And his friends start laughing at him. Ah, you're such a dork. Ah, oh my God, you're such a scaredy cat. And he's like, haha, funny guys. He turns around. Michael Myers is right there. Oh my God, holy crap. Michael grabs him by the throat and picks him up a little bit, and he fights. Oh God, geez, get away from me, Michael. Now he runs back to the mouth of the cave with his friends, with Michael's mask in hand, and they're making fun of him maybe at the start, like, dude, what's wrong? What the hell happened? He's like, dude, look, Michael Myers is in there. And they're like, holy shit, we gotta get out of here. Now, of course, Michael catches up to them because he's maybe slow and methodical, but he will get you eventually. He kills Corey's friends, and Corey just fucking books it out of there, still with mask in hand. Remember, Michael is going after the mask. The last two movies prove that to us. With absolutely nowhere to go and a killer hot on his tail, where the fuck does he go? Oh, to Laurie Strode's house, of course. She'll know what to do. This will, of course, bring Michael Myers to Laurie Strode by the beginning of the third act, and then there you go. You have Michael and Laurie together, and they can fight, and then we can forget about all this Corey nonsense. This was just a little bit of a catalyst to bring 1 and 2 together, which is, of course, Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. I do want to say this is just a theory based off of some of the marketing we're getting, but it's kind of hard to see a route where this whole Corey Cunningham can actually work and not chew up the majority of the screen time. Well, Evil dies in 3 weeks, so we'll be able to see this thing and see what the fuck happens in this movie, but hopefully it's good. I'm still rooting for it, and I'm still gonna stay slightly optimistic, even if this video kind of came off as maybe a little more pessimistic, but hopefully it's good. I hope it's a banger. What do you guys think about it, though? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this brand new Halloween Ends video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Please support me on Patreon or become a channel member by clicking that join button on my page. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.